Well, today I want to talk to you about my file box system that helps me keep track of all of my customers and doing all of the follow up that's needed to develop beautiful customer relationships and keep me on track and organized. And of course, promote lots of new team members and returning and reordering happy clients. So, someone taught me this years ago when I first started my Mary Kay business. And it really made sense because I knew that when I would have a customer and she would come to an appointment, I would always use a profile card to put her information down and have the receipt stapled to the back. But then what did I do with these cards, right? I needed a place to put them and keep them organized. So number one, make sure that you're always creating a profile card for every customer. Make sure it's filled out completely with her email, her birthday, her phone number, her address. You want to have notes probably on the back where you can write a little bit about your appointment, some things that she wanted on her wish list. I put it all down on paper because I need to do that to remember it and keep it fresh in my mind. I'll write notes about, just things about their life so I can remember them better. Because once you get a lot of customers, it's going to be easy for you to forget some things about people. So don't rely on your brain to remember everything. And for me, I found that when I write it down, it did help me remember it better. But you can use this system and put notes in your My Customers app or on Mary Kay in Touch. And you can keep the notes about different people in there as well if you would prefer. But this is like a little tickler file, all right? Tickler meaning it reminds you, it tickles you to say, oh, you need to contact this person and go back and see how they're doing in different areas. Because we believe in layering, right, in our business. We need to be layering people with multiple points of contact, multiple ways of asking them for things, checking in with them, separating ourselves from other companies that really don't do any follow-up, or if it is, it's very automated, it's not personalized. You get to use this system to personalize your follow-up and then have greater success. So in the beginning of my file box, and it doesn't really matter that much how you set it up as far as the cards. I'll tell you what mine are as a suggestion, but you can make your own. I have found that the cards that come with the box or that you can buy to fit in the box, they are a little bit too low. And then you can't see the tabs at the top. So we just created our own out of some file folders. We just cut the file folders up and then we taped the little tabs at the top. And we used our little, whatever you call it, label maker to create the labels for the different files. So we have the first one that says need to book a first appointment, because sometimes you make a contact with someone and you're working on booking them, but it doesn't actually happen. And they kind of fall into that place where they could fall through the cracks. So what I typically do is I will make a profile card for that person. I will put their information down, even if I just have their phone number from a lead event, and I will put them on a profile card so I can remember to follow back up with her. And even if I don't book an appointment with her, I could at least get her into my Facebook group, get her into my email list, and then I can follow up with her more there. The next one is a potential recruit. This is someone who has expressed some interest in joining the business, or I just see something in her that I want to continue to layer her with information about the business. So I'm going to put her card in this section, and that will keep me keep me going back to her when there's a special event where we share more about the business, or if there's a special deal to sign up that month. I want to remember those people and I keep their cards there. The next section says booked. These are people that have booked an appointment. I want to remember to follow up with her, to coach her before the appointment. I'm going to remind her that the appointment's coming, talk to her about the hostess rewards that she can get from doing her party. I'm going to talk to her about, where do I park when I come to the appointment and who's coming to the appointment. I'm going to ask her about her guests and coach her so that she knows how to invite other people. There's a lot of coaching that goes on when you have an appointment booked. So make sure you are keeping track of those people that have booked appointments. And I usually put a sticky note on the front of the card, and then I will make notes on all the things that I have done to coach her. Then I have categories that deal with money and giving people product. This one says owes me money because sometimes people order and I haven't collected payment from them. So owes me money is anybody who has their products but they haven't paid for it yet. Maybe you've worked out a payment plan with someone and you want to make sure that they pay you the second half of their payment. I would put that in there too so I don't forget. The next one is if I owe Mary Kay products to someone. So if maybe they got their products in part, but then there was a product or two that I did not have yet and I'm ordering it and then I need to give it to her, that goes in this section. So when the order comes in, I pull these cards out and I know who I need to give product to. Then the next one is need to book. So maybe this is someone who I have contacted as a reorder or someone who is a current customer and client, and they want to get together and do an appointment, but we just haven't scheduled it yet. I'll pull her card out, put it there so it reminds me I need to keep working with her to find the date for that appointment. The next one says need to buy. What that means is maybe we've done an appointment, but she told me I need to think about it. I'm still figuring out my products, what I have at home. I've got to wait until I get paid. Let me take a look at the catalog. All of those things maybe delay them from ordering, and it's so easy to forget that you need to follow up to get that order. Don't expect for them to follow up with you. You need to be taking the initiative to make sure that they get that follow-up that says, hey, did you have a chance to, check your products at home? Did you talk to your husband? Did you check, the bank? Or, hey, is payday here? Are you ready to make that purchase from your wish list? So that's those people. And then from there, those are the main categories. After that section, I have days of the week. And so this is where I can do my 2-day follow-up. So let's say somebody has done an appointment with me, they've paid, they got their products. Then what do? We do the 2-day follow-up. So whatever day it is, I would put them 2 days from now into the box and the right day of the week. And then on that day, I can follow up with her and say, how are your products working for you? Have you taken them out and started using them yet? Any changes to your skin yet? Do you notice anything? Make a conversation about how she's liking the product. And at that point too, if she said that she would watch the video to learn a little more about Mary Kay, you can send that video to her or check back and see if she had watched the video yet, if you already gave it to her. If you have her booked for a future appointment, you're gonna make sure that she goes back in here in the front section where you have her booked, because she is gonna be a hostess and do a second date with you. But if she hasn't booked that second appointment, but she's expressed interest in doing it, then you might wanna put her in the need to book appointment. So people can move around in different ways around the file box depending on what type of follow-up you've done, and then where they would go next. What is the next best step for them, rather than just throwing them in a pile and totally losing track of them. Then after the days of the week, at the very back, I have a couple months. So May, he is here, and June, because those are the months that I am following up with people. And here's June back here. And I just use sticky notes to put on top of this cardboard because the months will change depending on what month I'm in. So now that it's May, I'm gonna be following up with all of these people because these are people that 2 months ago ordered with me, and I need to make sure that they're liking their product, ask them how their skin is feeling, or if it's a makeup product, what are they seeing as far as, using it? Are they getting compliments? Are they seeing a change in their skin? Because we want to make sure they're happy, right? That's our goal, is to have 100% satisfaction guarantee with our products. And don't be afraid to reach out to people. If they are feeling like it's not perfect for them, you want to make it right and just blow their mind with your awesome customer service that you will switch that color out or you will find a better moisturizer for her. And that will go a long way. They will want to stay with you forever when they feel like you really care about their satisfaction. So 2 months later, you're checking in again, making sure they're loving their product, seeing if they need to get anything off of their wish list, or possibly inviting them to another appointment or asking them to do their own session with some friends and offer them a great hostess reward. You got to bribe people with some really great product deals. Maybe you're going to give them a 50% off shopping spree. Maybe you're going to offer $50 free and maybe one of their choice of a new product that just came out or a really special product like the hydrogel eye patches. When you get together with a few of your girlfriends, you can get that gift and a 50% off shopping spree. You can decide what reward gets you excited, because if you're excited about the reward, then she's going to be excited too. So you have the 2-month follow-up to really dig in with her about her products, how they're working, and then book that next appointment. I do have a couple more categories. Actually, I think just one. This one says samples have been sent. So this is really kind of like a person who needs to book, because when I have samples sent to someone, I need to book her. So they pretty much go together. Not everyone who needs to book has samples, but you betcha if I've sent you samples in the mail, I need to follow up with you and see how you enjoyed those samples. Maybe you're someone who gives out a bag of products that they can take it home and use it, a little travel bag. We have different programs that we use like that in Mary Kay just to help us give somebody like products to use at home. So whether it's a sample or if it's a to-go bag, we have a program called Borrow My Bag. So if you're using that and you've given people samples and you need to follow up on it, that could be a category that you put someone's card in as well. So you can see that how every single day when you have just a few minutes to reach out to customers and follow up, you would know exactly who you're working with, exactly what you need to be asking them about. And then you can take that card out and move it somewhere else. And then as new people come in, you add those people to your box. So it's never going to be empty. It's always going to have lots of people in there. Now, what do you do when you've moved someone through all of those things? Maybe they've done their next appointment and they've had a party with friends. Well, it could be that you want to follow up with her about the business. So you'd put her in your category for potential team member. But maybe she's not there. I have separate boxes that I use in alphabetical order. So I just take all of my customers that I've worked through my follow-up system with, and then once we're done with that, we move them over to the box that is in alphabetical order by last name. And that's where they stay until there's another appointment that they're going to do with me, or they've tried a new product and I want to follow up with them. Maybe I'm inviting them to an event, and so they become a potential team member when I'm sharing some of the marketing information. So they can move from that box into this box and then back to that box again. So that is my system. I hope that helps you with how you can have your own little file tickler box with all of your customer information, give great customer service, and have customers for life. Get new team members from it with all the layering that you're going to do, and never let anybody fall through the cracks.